One of Greg Norman's declared goals for his breakaway LIV Golf endeavor was to shake up the world of professional golf. To that goal, he is unquestionably succeeding. For months, professional golf has been caught up in an ever-deepening turmoil of court fights, injunctions, and fine-print antitrust law. Let's find out more about the updates in the fight between the PGA Tour and LIV Golf. First up, LIV Golf is not eligible for ranking points, despite a clever MENA move. These cyclical arguments have gotten so tiresome that the initial premise of the Great LIV Debate, reservations about sportswashing by the Saudi Arabian government, which is funding the league to the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars, is now almost totally ignored. The most recent controversy revolves around the official World Golf Ranking, OWGR points, a system that essentially determines which players are the best in the world in comparison to their peers. This approach is used to help qualification for various big events, among other reasons. The LIV tournaments, the sixth of which take place this week in Thailand, do not presently qualify for OWGR points. This is a major source of conflict for all parties engaged with LIV Golf. Cameron Smith, who left the PGA Tour to join LIV for about $140 million, has openly questioned why he is no longer eligible for ranking points. Norman has issued several harsh news statements, including one open letter co-signed by LIV players in which they claim that their omission undermines the historic value of OWGR. So why can't LIV Golf, which features 4 former world number ones, a slew of major champions, and Smith, the reigning Open champion, get ranking points? Simply because LIV events do not meet the OWGR's explicit requirements. The OWGR needs 72-hole competitions, which LIV does not. They need a cut for events, while LIV does not. They require a clear process of qualifying for tournaments so that everyone inside professional golf's larger ecosystem could potentially compete, something LIV lacks. They require the tour to be active for a full year before considering an application, which often takes another full year, which LIV does not. All of this points to 2 possible routes for LIV. They may adjust their structure and remain patient, knowing that the day will come when they will completely qualify and be unavoidable as an OWGR-sanctioned tour. Or they could check for loopholes in the law. LIV announced a strategic alliance with the Middle East and North Africa Tour, a mostly developmental tour that hasn't held any event since COVID. The objective was to have the MENA Tour, which is eligible for OWGR points, absorb the LIV tournaments so that they would be available for points as early as October. While the LIV ecosystem applauded their brilliant move, OWGR issued a statement putting a halt to things, stating that they would need to evaluate these late adjustments and would not be giving any points until the review was completed. Don't go anywhere. We're going to discuss DeChambeau's criticism of OWGR, another source of disagreement. Another prospective lawsuit is in the works. More disturbance for disruption, as individuals with flags stuck on either side of the discussion adhere to their positions. As with practically everything in life, there are other perspectives to consider. It is never entirely black and white. Isn't it a shame that Cameron Smith, by any measure one of the greatest golfers in the world, would fall down the rankings because his events aren't recognized? Of all, he and the other LIV participants, hopefully, knew precisely what they were signing up for, and they must have realized that those buckets of cash would come with some type of catch. Wouldn't it be fantastic to witness Smith, Dustin Johnson, Bryson DeChambeau, and Brooks Koepka compete in a LIV tournament in Australia next year? Was the conventional PGA Tour in dire need of a shakeup? And has its influence been used in ways that have harmed the game in other countries, including Australia? Without a doubt. However, whether LIV Golf in its current incarnation is a better and more advantageous model for the larger game is entirely subjective. Nobody knows what will happen next. There is still a potential that the OWGR may ignore the MENA Tour adjustments, and the LIV players will be able to compete for a very limited amount of ranking points. Or they won't, and there will be more hostility, conflict, and disturbance. Golf's dramatic transformation continues unabated. Moving on, DeChambeau criticizes OWGR, saying they're just delaying the inevitable. Bryson DeChambeau, a big-hitting American star, claimed that not awarding world ranking points to Saudi-backed LIV Golf tournament in Thailand was only delaying the inevitable, and he slammed the lies that have marred the Rebel circuit. According to the OWGR, players will not get ranking points in the Bangkok event or in the next LIV tournament in Jeddah. It comes after the LIV Series joined forces with the MENA, Middle East and North Africa Tour in a strategic collaboration that allowed LIV players to gain ranking points. OWGR later rejected it, claiming inadequate notice was provided and that a review was required. The latest episode in a bitter internal conflict that has ripped golf apart and generated charges of Saudi sportswashing. DeChambeau stated that they were just postponing the inevitable. LIV has met all of its criteria, therefore for the players not to receive points is absurd, according to the 29-year-old former US Open, who was formerly ranked as high as 4th in the world. In his opinion, the LIV golfers are deserving of world ranking points. If they hold back, they'll merely be playing a waiting game in which the players will continue to fall down the rankings until their points no longer matter. That's what they're aiming to do, and he hopes people see straight through it, rather than believing the lies they've been told. The top 50 players in the rankings are eligible for all 4 major championships. Because LIV Golf is not currently recognized by OWGR, LIV players fall down the rankings. The MENA Tour, which had been dormant since the pandemic began in 2020 but returned with LIV in Bangkok, reacted angrily to the OWGR's decision. The MENA Tour commissioner, David Spencer, claimed in a statement that not counting their Bangkok tournament in the OWGR makes the results of the ensuing player movements misleading. Spencer stated that they'll keep working tirelessly to remedy the OWGR crisis. LIV, which boasts a record $25 million purse, has already held 5 tournaments in its first year. However, none of its players, including British Open champion Cameron Smith, former world number 1 Dustin Johnson, and 6-time major winner Phil Mickelson, have received ranking points. Golfers on the Rebel circuit have been barred from competing on the PGA Tour, preventing American players from qualifying for the Ryder Cup in 2023. European players who have gone for LIV, such as veterans Lee Westwood, Ian Poulter, and Sergio Garcia, have all dropped down the world rankings and are unlikely to join Luke Donald's team for the 2-yearly event near Rome. Next up, PGA Tour sues LIV Golf's Saudi backers to force evidence discovery. In a move to compel evidence discovery in continuing legal fights, the PGA Tour has launched a lawsuit against LIV Golf backers, the Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund, and an institution controlled by the Saudi Crown Prince. The deep-pocketed fund has tempted some high-profile players from the tour, including Phil Mickelson, and then the tour barred them from participating in its events. The struggle for talent has resulted in multiple lawsuits launched in both directions, as well as disagreements over evidence discovery. The PGA Tour has asked a federal judge to order the fund's governor, Yasir Al-Rumayyan, to appear in court and present papers relating to the league. According to a source familiar with the court proceedings, LIV's attorneys first agreed to help with the discovery, but subsequently changed course and protested, arguing the league isn't compelled to comply with the demands since it isn't a U.S. citizen. The action, filed in the United States District Court for the Southern District of New York, is the latest in a series of antitrust accusations made by the two groups. The tour recently countersued LIV Golf, saying the upstart league was limiting competition. LIV Golf's matches are not yet broadcast on a major network. Golfweek stated that the Saudi-backed circuit was expected to pay Fox Sports to broadcast its 2023 season. With the support of the fund and one of their beneficiaries, Jared Kushner, typically networks pay leagues for the privilege to broadcast tournaments, rather than the other way around. Finally, Rory McIlroy disagrees with Phil Mickelson's PGA LIV comment. Rory McIlroy understands why Phil Mickelson says the LIV Golf circuit is growing, while the PGA Tour is declining, but he disagrees with Mickelson's assessment of men's professional golf's current state. McIlroy remarked before the CJ Cup at the Congaree Golf Club that he gets why Mickelson said it due to his position, but he doesn't think anyone who understands the game of golf can agree with him. Spain's John Rahm, a friend of Mickelson's and a fellow former Arizona State star, also took issue with his remarks to the media at the LIV Golf Jeddah event in Saudi Arabia. That's a wrap for this video. Do let us know if you think LIV Golf will ever get OWGR ranking points. Don't forget to hit a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Bye!